Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Timeless Reading. Hope everybody's having a good week and a good weekend with a good week coming. Do a little sage today. We got some incense burning, some, it's called Soul Searcher, the incense. I got it off Amazon. If you want to leave comment, I'll put a link in the description for next week. Short, well, I think it's going to be a short reading today. I'm not really sure. Kind of take on their own thing. I am using the Star Codes Astro Oracles this week. Only going to do 4 cards. I will do my usual intuitive, and then I'll go in the book because I know some astrology and not all astrology. So I want to make sure I get a good reading on it. Since we've got a lot of stuff going on this year, or this summer. I guess we should say this summer. This whole year, actually. A lot of stuff is moving around. It's a lot of generational planets are moving. Daily planets are moving. I think we've got Leo and Venus and Leo, Gemini, new moons tomorrow. Mercury retrograde is like 2 weeks away, and then Jupiter goes into Leo some point, and then the nodes all switch to Aquarius and Leo. I think Pisces and Virgo. So that's where we are. Guys are saying there'll be 4 cards today. First card is going to be Ceres, and I'll probably pronounce it wrong, so I apologize in advance. With Nurture. And we've got either sunflowers or black-eyed Susans and a sickle. It's kind of little hanger. I think that's Jupiter. I'm not sure. Unless that's Ceres, maybe that's what her thing looks like. It reminds me of Jupiter. Or maybe Jupiter's a 4. So that's probably the glyph for that one. Card's number 29. So we've got growth, harvest, life and death, and nurture. So that's card 1. Card number 2 is solar calm, clarify, nice geometric pattern. Number 16. It's like an eye in the sky. There's a song called The Eye in the Sky. My grandma used to like it when I was little. I think it's the Alan Parsons Project. It's the eye in the sky. I can see you. It's the eye in the sky. Cause you. Something, something. In the night, maybe. The maker of fools. I'll look it up. I'll read the lyrics. It's like a rainbow in the dark. Dear song. Very good also. We've got Aquarius. That's me. Collaborate. Collaborate. 11. Ooh, good number. And yes, I know we're the 11th sign of the zodiac, but still, 11. You don't think about it, I guess. And then the last one is first house, arrival. Leave, if I remember right, the first house is the I am. It's like the Aries is in the first house. So that's pretty much who you are. We've got the deer, the antlers, very shamanic. A lot of flowers, kind of echoes this first card. Yeah, it almost looks like a hanger. I know it's a sickle, but I'm getting like the whole hanger, like something's hanging up. And then we've got the earth back here. Almost looks like steering wheel for a ship. A pirate ship, well, like one of those big ships with the old fashioned steering wheels. Could be travel, spiritual travel. If you're into shamanic work, It could be journeying, shamanic journeying. It's a lot of growth. Still giving me that eye in the sky song. I'll have to look that up. Aquarius is usually poor in knowledge. We've got Daddy, Sky Daddy Saturn in the background there. I know Uranus is one, but Saturn can be really harsh. So that's just our 4 cards that we're pulling today. That's all I get. That's 4. Got a doorway in this background. So you've got a blocked doorway. Something is hung up, blocking this doorway. You've got the growth, but you gotta harvest it, and maybe you don't want to harvest it. You know, the flowers are pretty, the wheat's pretty. Look at that abundance. Wheat's usually abundance. You have got to harvest it. Gotta let it go, or you're not gonna get through your doorway. Ooh, that is. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. Whatever you're not letting go of is blocking your forward path. It's hanging you up. Gotta use the sickle and cut it. Cut it loose so you can grab this abundance, this wheat in the background that I didn't notice the first time. So you can move forward through your doorway. There's your path to the eye in the sky. It's like a telescopic lens. You know, you've got the big picture, there's a rainbow in the dark. So you've got a light in the darkness once you follow your path. I mean, it's dark on the other side of that doorway, so you don't know where you're going, but maybe it's this way. Maybe that's the light from this doorway on this side, and this is the other side of the doorway. We don't know what's going on, but you're coming out of the darkness into this light, into those chocolate colors or rainbow colors if you follow that path. And then someone is going to fill your cup with knowledge that you didn't have before. They say if you do the work, Sky Daddy Saturn will give you gifts. So maybe this is the gift of Saturn for clearing what you needed to clear and letting go what you needed to let go. Letting go is hard. I am not going to say it's going to be easy to let go of whatever this thing is, but if you want to move forward, you're going to have to let it go. To get to where you need to be, to get the knowledge that you need to move forward, to fill your cup so that it overflows. And it's going to be a journey. You know, it's a spiritual journey, not just a physical journey. It's probably both, because you've got that boat, that navigation. I wish I could think of what the name of it's called. This my phone. Oh, I want to say steering wheel, but I'm sure it has a better name. Probably just a steering wheel. Helm. It's a ship's wheel or helm. So yeah, pretty much just a ship's wheel. But that's what this has, that whole feeling of steering, travel with the earth. So you're spiritually traveling as well as physically. Because whatever this is you have to let go of is going to be, it's physical, but it's emotional. So it's gonna cause some growth. I mean, it's coming right out of the third eye of this deer, these flowers. So the growth is coming from your psychic abilities, possibly. But you gotta get there. You've got to arrive in a first house arrival. You've got to nurture yourself, but you've still got to get rid of this. That's how you're going to nurture yourself, by getting rid of these, whatever you're hanging on to get your abundance, to get unhooked up, let go, sickle cut it to get through the story, to nurture yourself, to get the clarity you need. Maybe a collaboration with somebody else who's going to give you this knowledge to help fill your cup and get your gifts so that you can arrive where you need to arrive. You find song lyrics to that song. I'm not going to read them all. It's long. I don't think it's very long. I just want the chorus. On the eye in the sky, looking at you, I can read your mind. I'm the maker of rules, dealing with fools, I can cheat you blind. And I don't need to see any more to know that I can read your mind, looking at you. And then it repeats over and over. So if you get a chance, if it resonates with you, I would look up the song, because that and Dio's Rainbow in the Dark. That's what I get from there. And then I'm going to go to the book, because I'm not up on my astrology, and usually I try not to go into the books if I don't have to. I get my part, but I'm not familiar with Ceres. Just a little calm. So bear with me. So Ceres is a dwarf planet between Mars and Jupiter. Oh, well, that's interesting because you've got the Mars retrograde coming up, and you've got Jupiter moving from Cancer into Leo. So it is interesting that this is in between, because we're kind of in between all those things. We're heading into the shadow period where Mars is, or not Mars, it's Mercury. Never mind. Scratch all that. But it is between Mars and Jupiter, and Jupiter's moving into Leo. I'm not sure what Mars is right now. It's named after Ceres, the Roman goddess of the harvest, food, earth, fertility, and mother of Proserpina, the goddess of spring. So that is when Pluto, which is now an Aquarius, kidnapped her and took her into the underworld to be his queen. So it could be Demeter, depending on which mythology you read. She threatened to starve the world until her daughter was returned. She signifies a relationship to food, for better or worse, cultivation, and safety or loss of a child. Her ancient rites initiated people into the secrets of death and rebirth through the symbolic harvest, cut the heads off the grain with a scythe, bury them, and new life arises. The action of this card is mother and be mothered, nurture and cultivate that which is growing, whether it's the harvest from the earth, child from the womb, or the art for the artist. Real love can mean tough love, doing what's best for your beloved, even if they hate you for it. Love and nurture your own body with healthy, whole foods. Take them as communion with the organic world. Feel the earth beneath you, holding you, loving you through your hard times. Let this abundance flow through you to others. Advocate for those who are weaker, vulnerable, or dependent. If your progeny, your project, or harvest is being taken from you before ripening, be ready to starve the world until they are safe. Witness your strength with strength and power. When the time is right, be willing to let go your progeny or creation to flourish. They must embark on their own journey. Once your job as a nurturer is complete, let go and step into the next level of your own mastery. Challenges: do not mistake smothering, enabling, or infantilization actions as signs of love. Once you release the object of your care, your life is not over, a new mystery begins. There is sacredness in your daily life, loving, feeding, nurturing, gardening, and being in family, whether chosen or biological, all part of a powerful spiritual path the mother holds you. So this is about mothering yourself, letting go. My son moved about 10 years ago, and I was happy for him, but I was not prepared 3 months later to have it hit me like a ton of bricks. So you may have a child who's moving out. Maybe you've been working on a project for a long time, and it's time to let that go out into the world as well. It's time to let something go, like I said, so you can reap the benefits of it and move on to your next life. So that was pretty good. Even though I didn't know what that means, I was kind of close. The solar calm is when the sun is calm, with a few sunspots or solar flares. Its steady energy is quiet and soothes any turbulence in our solar system. I guess that's the eye in the sky is the sun. The volume is turned down, and all the other aspects of your in on all the other aspects. Oh my god, I can't read today. On all the other aspects of your astrological chart. Telescopes see further into space. People tend to search for the metaphysical. Plant growth processes often blossom. Plant plant growth slows down on the earth, but the arts and creative processes also blossom. Politics tend to be opinionated but quiet. Attitudes more entrenched. It's a hard time to start a revolution. I guess it's calm your mind. Meditation would probably be helpful. Action is just appreciate the deep, energizing quiet of this time. Work for steady progress and play the long game. Listen to your muse and support the arts. Take a creative approach and work toward positive change within the system that are now in place with gentle, steady pressure. Find like minds and grow those deep connections. Listen to the quieter voices that are not usually heard, whether this is the whispering voice of your intuition or the subtle voice of the introverts or underrepresented. In romantic relationships, hold hands and look for places of quiet refuge together. Build relationships now that will help you manifest needed changes when this tide turns and the sun activates. So we do have the sun going into Leo in the middle of July. So it could be something around July because that's Leo's planet with the sun. Challenge. It is not the time to push ahead or spark change. If you try to motivate practical change in your life or try a total new approach, it can feel like trying to light a match in the fog. Be patient and the fog will clear in time. The gift is meditation helps. Turn down the noise of the outer world and listen with clarity to the knowing within. Let go of the details of the story and feel the call of spirit to connections and to the interconnectedness of all existence. In this quiet clarity, you can see far away in the distant stars or to the distant stars and come to understanding the overarching patterns. So both of them are kind of on a creative scale because they both talk about creativity. Although one is telling you it's time to let it go and the other is telling you don't push it. So you're not trying to force it, trying to go with the flow. You still have to let it go to get to this next step. Just don't force the outcome. I have issues with control, so I'm always trying to control things. So my guess is let it go, but don't try to control it. Don't try to push whatever the outcome is. Whatever is going to happen, kind of make room for it to happen with meditation to kind of calm down everything internally. There's been a lot going on. The Aquarius collaborate. The symbol for Aquarius is not water, but the water bearer. The person fetching, carrying, and pouring the water who provides a great service to the community. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn in traditional astrology, co-ruled by Uranus in modern astrology, and it is connected to the ankles, which we use to turn from one person to another in conversation. The sun shines through Aquarius from January 21st to about February 20th. The action is live by your philosophy. Aquarius's traditional ruler Saturn asks us to know what society expects of us and to care about our reputation. However, Aquarius co-ruler Uranus encourages us to free ourselves from tradition or others' opinions and be able to think outside the box. Yet this can feel like a paradox, which is the same as what we have over here, a paradox. But it offers a healthy tension to manifest the true you. Know the pattern and riff on it when you're with your own invention. To get to this free place, investigate your philosophy, which is your own operating manual, to make sure it is alive and authentic. When you feel your worldview and your actions are integrated, it is easier to call in healthy collaborators. Cultivate allies, find others called by the same causes, and work together. Weave people together to create community. This web will bring in new friendships, purpose, and connections, which may lead to romantic sparks. Throughout the process, consciously maintain a balance between your own needs and those of the collective. The challenge on the Aquarius card is spiritual practice and personal philosophy can be used to bypass authentic emotions. So be honest with yourself and don't try to talk yourself into feelings you think you should have or onto a path that others find more socially acceptable. If your philosophy clashes with your honest feelings, then your philosophy needs to evolve. If your lifestyle is not in line with your philosophy, then one or both needs change. The gift is the authentic Aquarius gift encourages you to let go of previous constructs and listen to the source within. Honor the reality that you are a unique individual, but you also have a responsibility to contribute to the health of your community. So this is something else we can be letting go of. Maybe it's old beliefs, maybe whatever you is holding you to where you're at, or whatever this is you have to let go of, is an old belief, an old philosophy, something that's keeping you stuck that you have to release so you can also move forward. Use meditation to kind of sort it out and find your balance between everything. And then we're going to do the first house next. Oh, these are a little long. The first house describes how you enter the world, your first impressions, and the birth of your journey or self-discovery. If your chart were a village map, the first house would be the gateway and information center. So you've got information here is the gateway, the information, you've got a door, you've got information from Aquarius that's being poured from one to the next. So you've got a lot of information. Planets in the first house are just about to rise over the eastern horizon, where the sun would be just before dawn, so we feel them strongly. The action of this card is take responsibility for how you are perceived. As you walk in the door, there's your door over here, assess what you lead with, what your mannerisms, appearance, and signals say. Notice if you lead with charm or prickly defenses, with your mind or heart, or whether you are versatile, changing your approach to fit the circumstances. Investigate how the first impressions affect your identity and interactions. People read what you put out, whether you are acting as a business, as a person, or as a couple. And it is up to you to ensure that how you present yourself matches your intention. If you feel misunderstood, look for misperceptions, yours or theirs, underneath any tension and see what can be done to clear this lens. There's our lenses over here. If you strive to be invisible, neutral, or enjoy an air of mystery and play your cards close to the chest, it becomes easier for others to project their assumptions onto you. Consider becoming more transparent and letting your inner world shine. The first house can also bring with it a surge of temper or other strong emotions that rushes to your head like mercury in a hot thermometer. If this happens, bring your awareness back down to your feet. This metaphor also applies to a business or project. Leadership may be too strong and attention needs to be brought back to the boots on the ground. The challenge for the first house card is you are challenged to see beyond the shallowness of appearance. See behind the smoke screen and take responsibility for how you are perceived. The gift is evaluate how you interact with the world as the beginning of the journey of self-discovery. So, essentially, it's the Wizard of Oz. You're going to take a journey to somewhere new, a little freaky maybe, but you gotta find the wizard behind the screen, your own wizard behind your screen, to see how everything's running. So that is our reading. I don't think I have anything else. There's something else. So they kind of circle back around. I guess it's like a not a spiral here, but well, a kind of a spiral or a loop. You know, you've got two journey cards on the ends, and then you've got the knowledge in the middle, and then you've got that the sun or the eye looking at you. So you're going to take a journey, spin your little wheel. You have new growth, new possibilities, depending on how you present yourself to the world around you, what information you give them about you. But you do have to get your gifts, you have to let go. Stop getting hung up on, I guess, outward appearances. do some meditation, find your balance between what you want versus who you are, your philosophy, like they were saying, versus yourself. And then once you remove all this, you'll get through this doorway, get the knowledge you need to help you move forward into this new journey. And I guess it's just going to keep looping around because that's the feeling you get. You know, once you reach your destination, you just start back over again. But we do sometimes get stuck. I know I get stuck a lot. I stay places too long because it's comfortable and I don't want to move. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of attitude. But sometimes it is broke. You just don't realize it's broken because you're in it. It's comfortable. Nobody likes change. But take a look around at your everything you've got going on and just meditate on it. What is really working and what isn't? What are you doing because you've always done it that way and it's just a habit to do it that way? What can you release during this new moon coming up tomorrow or tonight that is going to help you move forward? When I was in school, we learned a red light, green light type of thing where you sat down and you write out everything you did. If it was working, you would left it green. If not so much yellow, you could tweak it. And if it didn't work anymore, it was red. You just stopped doing it or gave it away. Everything that you do or you hold open eats energy. So if you're doing something that doesn't really work, that you doesn't really thrill you, that doesn't light you up, but you've always done it that way, it is just sucking up energy that you could be using to do something you really want to do. So it's good to close the trajectories on those type of things. And you give yourself a date. You don't have to do it right away, but be like, okay, this is not working. If I can't get this to work by the end of the month or the end of next month or 6 months from now, then I'm going to let that go. And I'm going to shift that energy to something else that I enjoy more, I've always wanted to do more. And that also could be this, which opens the doorway to let you through. I was doing Reiki classes, they didn't work. I tried them for like 3 years, and then last year I was like, okay, if this doesn't pick up, if nobody buys a class by, I think it was August or September, then I'm just going to stop. And my one friend was like, oh no, that's horrible. And I was like, well, I'm not doing it because I'm all like, hoo hoo, it's not working. It's not working. It's time to let it go. It's after 3 years, it didn't work. I let it go. And as soon as I let it go, I immediately start writing a book. So that door closed because it wasn't working, and then I went into another thing. So it was like almost instantly. Like August came, I said, this part is done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not pursuing it anymore. And boom, the book just came to me and I started writing. I'm still doing it because editing takes forever. Writing doesn't take as long as editing, but I have started it and I'm still working on it. Hopefully it'll be done soon. But that is the reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't ramble too much. Sorry about reading from the book. They were a little long, but hopefully they were helpful information for somebody. And if you enjoy it, subscribe and follow for more. I have these posts that I try to get them posted every Sunday about 8:30 in the morning. Don't forget to look up the songs. Alan Parsons' Eye in the Sky, Dio's Rainbow in the Dark. And I think I had everything in frame this week. Go me! I hope you enjoy the reading. Follow, like I said, subscribe, follow, like. Likes get me rolling around so I get more people and more views. Have a good one, and I will have links to my Facebook page. You can message me there if you have any questions in the description. Have a nice day, have a nice weekend, have a nice night, have fun, and have a great rest of your week.